Hey guys, Aiden here and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today's video is going to discuss the news that Brighton and Hove Albion chairman Tony Bloom wants to make a £10 million investment into Heart of Midlothian Football Club. We're going to dive into the news, we're going to discuss it, and I'm going to ask your opinions at the end of the video, as well as sharing some opinions that have already been sent to me in the last day or so. It's massive news. It only broke yesterday through the evening news, so it's still very fresh. Let's dive in and discuss this potential game changer for Heart of Midlothian. Before we get this show on the road, today's video is brought to you by the lovely folks over at It's a Universal Language. The Hearts collection has not long went live. I've got the Gorgie Fish Bar t-shirt on just now, and there's also a Kenneth Vargas one as well. If you like Hearts and good clobber, check them out. They've got some cracking stuff on there, with more coming very soon. Right then, let's dive in. First of all, let's get you up to speed. Tony Bloom is the chairman of English Premier League side Brighton and Hove Albion. His sports analytical company, Star Lizard, has been used by the club to make some of their most impressive signings in recent years. Bloom is also a minority stakeholder in Belgian Pro League side Union Saint-Gilloise, who went from second division football mediocrity, to be honest with you, to challenging for the title in the Belgian top flight. No mean feat, and that's all been due to the signings they've made under the Star Lizard stewardship. The Evening News are also reporting that if in the next 2 years the Star Lizard recruitment method is successful in Gorgie, Bloom could look to gain a minority stake in Heart of Midlothian Football Club. This would, of course, need to be approved by the Foundation of Hearts and require a 90% approval rate from more than 8,000 members. A lot of Hearts fans right now are pessimistic, quite rightly so, about the possibility of the club becoming just another conglomerate, another cog, shall we say, in a multi-club ownership, but that wouldn't actually be the case. It would only be a case of Hearts getting to use the same scouting analytics and recruitment methods as these teams. However, there would be no official tie-in with Brighton. That's been made very clear. Hearts would still be very much an independent football club, wouldn't be obliged to take loan players from Brighton, stuff like that. The only thing that's staying the same is the fact that the Star Lizard methods are going to be used for player recruitment, but we're not going to be obliged to have any Brighton players on loan. Alex Cochrane wasn't bad in fairness, but we won't be forced to take any of their duds on loan. It's going to be using similar recruitment methods to get our signings over the line. It only takes one look at Brighton's record of buying and selling in recent seasons to get really excited about getting to use the same scouting methods as them, albeit on a smaller scale. I get it's the Scottish Premiership, not the Premier League, and Hearts will be operating nearly in the amount of money that gets invested by Brighton, but some players off the top of your head: Alexis McAllister, Mark Cucurella, Ben White, Moises Caicedo, these are all guys bought on a small fee compared to what they were sold for by Brighton, and they performed extremely well while they were at the Annex. That's going to be the long-term plan. Obviously, we're trying to do a similar thing just now, it's just not working quite as well as we'd hoped. Like I said, not on the same scale as the numbers used by Brighton, but certainly very exciting to know we're going to get to pick from methods that have been used to identify these players on a larger scale. And I have to admit, this is something that really, really excites me looking ahead to the future. Now you're all caught up, I'm going to give you my thoughts on this potential investment. I think Hearts should be all over this. This could really be the shot in the arm we need to take our recruitment and hopefully the footballing side of things to the next level. As I record this, of course, Hearts do sit rock bottom of the Premiership. Not the ideal start we wanted to our 150th anniversary season. That goes without saying, but right now we just need some positivity. It's something to get behind, something to kind of really reignite hope for not just this season, but for the future of the club as well. And Tony Bloom's investment could be just what we need to really take ourselves to the next level. As of right now, it's not going to plan, but for the last few years we've been okay. We really want to establish ourselves as the third force in Scottish football and then look upwards one day to hopefully challenging the old firm on a regular basis for major honours. I'm not going to say a title because, let's be honest, that's just never going to happen on Monday Sundays, but we want to be up there challenging and pushing them all the way in seasons to come. And getting a recruitment model in like this, investment like this, I really don't know why anybody would say no to it, to be honest with you. It's not the same is multi-club ownerships, where we're being forced to take players from other teams just to benefit them, and we just get the duds that nobody wants on that ownership model. This one is all about identifying players at a young age, bringing them in, developing them, and selling them for massive, massive profit. Caicedo went for £100 million for Brighton to Chelsea, and they bought him for a tiny fraction of that. Like I've said, it won't be on the same scale, but signings of that calibre would really go a long way towards helping Hearts to keep on making big player sales, making profit, reinvesting that in the club, the playing squad, and just building the infrastructure and keep on improving. Hearts have to keep on improving. There's a risk, really, if we just kind of stick with what we have. Yeah, like, I'm not saying we're like bad just now. I think our player recruitment's been not too bad for the last couple of years. We've had some great players, some gems in fact. Alex Cochrane's been a decent signing, went on for about £1 million. Even in the last year or so, Gerald Taylor, Kenneth Vargas, they came in from different markets and have looked good. But I just think that this could be the next step. This could take Hearts seriously to the next level. Short term, we need to get off the foot of the league. That goes without saying. But I just think that this investment would be what Hearts need to really, really establish ourselves as a third force in Scottish football. I do understand, of course, that due to the Romanov era, there'll be some Hearts fans that are still wary of any outside investment, shall we say. But this guy seems absolutely legit. Given the amount of money he's put into Brighton and how he's changed them from the club they once were to an established Premier League club with European football thrown into the mix, I just think that he would be someone that can really give Hearts that ability to carry on pushing on and improving both on and off the park. I've had my say. Now let's hear what you guys have had to say about the proposed deal with Tony Bloom. And with that, today's video now comes to a close. Thank you very much for watching. This deal's been in the pipeline for a few months now, and it's now appearing to gather pace. It'll be very interesting to see what happens in the coming weeks and months if it gets over the line. Again, I think it's a no-brainer. While our recruitment's been decent, actually selling players for a profit, a sizable one, I mean, hasn't been one of our strengths. I do think that Alex Cochrane went for too little money. We could have definitely got more for him if we'd played our cards a little bit smarter. And I think that that next step requires us to sell players for more money. That's exactly where Star Lizard comes into play. Thank you again for watching. See you for more very soon. And until then, take care and bye for now.